So in this video, we're going to learn how to use Selenium WebDriver with accessibility testing library to write a very simple test which visits a website, scans it for accessibility issues, and generates a nice human readable report. And potentially we could add this library into our automated execution pack so that we can detect any accessibility issues that are coming up. Now remember, this is not going to be a full accessibility testing strategy because accessibility testing is a highly involved skill and takes a lot of experience, but we can run tools to give us some indication whether something is going wrong and supplement our process. And we can do that for free with WebDriver or Playwright using the Deque Axe library. So I hope that we all know that accessibility is really important. It's vital that anyone can use our websites and our applications, and there are standards for doing that with the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. There are EU standards. There are laws that dictate what we have to comply with and what we don't. So we know it's important. Very often what we do in projects is we don't actually test for accessibility. What we do is we run tools to audit for compliance against these standards. And there are tools that can help us do that. One such tool is from Deque, and it's the Axe Accessibility Testing Suite. Deque Axe has the advantage that Deque provide a Maven deployed library that makes it easy to integrate with Java and Selenium or Java and WebDriver. The Axe core is usable by other tools as well, so Nightwatch and other TypeScript tools. But here we're going to focus on the Maven library because I'm going to be using Java to do this. So I'm going to start completely by scratch and create the entire project so we see how easy this is. So let me just create a new project. I'm going to put it in temp, call it Axe. It's a Maven project, so it will set up the whole profile for me. Right, I don't have any dependencies in here, so I need to add some dependencies. And I want to add a dependency on Selenium Java. There we go. Let's pick 4350. And I'll need another dependency. So I want the JUnit Jupyter engine. There it is. And I'm going to need a dependency for the Axe integration. So I need to go and find that on Maven. So the way I'll find that is doing a search for Deque Axe Maven, and it should show me the Maven repository. There it is. I want the Axe Selenium integration, and we'll take the most recent version. Let's copy that into my dependencies. And if I import that, load all the Maven changes, I should be good to go. So I don't need this main that it's generated. So let me delete that. And in the test sources, I'm going to create a new package. com.eviltester.accessibility. That'll do. And let's create a Java class. That'll be, let's call it first Axe test. That'll do. This is a JUnit test. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a test pages page at the moment. And I'll pick the first one. This is the most basic one. Even a page that's as basic and as simple as this can have accessibility issues. So that's what we're going to open. All right, so I'm going to need a WebDriver instance. And we'll use Chrome to do this. I just need to import that class. So now we've got our WebDriver, and I need to remember the end to quit it. So we'll do that now. So we're going to driver.get this particular page. And that should open that page and quit. Let me just double check that that works to start with. All right, good. So we've got everything started. Now what I need to do is I need to add the Deque Axe in there. Is I need to create a new axe builder because there's a builder class here. I'm just going to use all the defaults and I'm going to analyze this particular page. That will give me a set of results. Now with the results, you can see that I've got a check here for is it violation free? So I can do a quick test here. I'm expecting that there are issues on this page. So if I do assertions.assert true, then we'll expect the test to fail. So I'm going to say assert true and results dot violation free. Answer should be no, it's not violation free because there's errors there. So let's do a quick check. Okay, so this is saying, yep, we expected true, but it was false. That means we've got errors. So what we really want to do then is see what those errors are. So with the Axe wrapper, if I go in here, we can see there's Axe Builder, but we can also see there's an Axe Reporter. The Axe Reporter is all static, so I don't need to create a new instance. But what I want is I want to get the readable Axe results, and then I want to return them as a string. So in my test here, I'm going to say Axe Reporter dot get readable Axe results, and we use the default configuration for this driver, and the results were here. So then from the results, I want to get the violations. Tidy that up so you can see it. Right, so I'm using the Axe Reporter to create the report for the readable Axe results from this particular page, from this particular set of violations. So now the Axe Reporter is a static class. So the get readable Axe results has created a report in there. So with the Axe Reporter, I want to get the Axe results string, and then I want to print it out. Now, this should visit the page, analyze the page, create a report from the violations, then the test will still fail because it's not going to be violation free. But if this was running in our continuous integration process, we'd have a test that says we've made changes to this page and it's failed, but we have a report that tells us what has gone wrong. So we have a report. This is quite useful in the sense that we've got the output on the test so we can see why this particular test is failing. It's telling us its default check for a specific page. Then it's telling us it's found 3 violations. And what's really beneficial here is we can see in the Deque University what this actually means. The library doesn't just tell us there's a problem. The library can send us off to the knowledge library, which can help us understand what's going on, because I'm not an accessibility expert, but now I can see what this is, why it's important. Now, one thing we can do with Axe is if there's certain things we don't care about, we could filter the checking, because at the moment, this test is analyzing the entire page by default. What I could do, since the page is here, if I just get it to check the page body, so with the Axe Builder, if I just get it to include the class page body, let's just double check that down here. If I do Control F dot page body, there we go. So it's found the page body. So it's only going to check this, which is the main page, but it's not going to cover the heading elements, which is what it was reporting issues on before. So now the test is pretty much the same, but we're only including the page body. So if I run it again, I'm expecting this to pass. There we go. So because we restricted the accessibility check just to the page body, it's passed because there were no violations. And you can see that the report is still being generated and it's being output as telling us there's nothing wrong. Now, obviously, if you were using this library, you would write this test properly. You'd have at before, at after. This would be abstracted out into a method that generates a report. But by keeping it as simple as this, you can see how easy it is to add accessibility audits into your WebDriver testing. All we did is we've got the normal set of libraries. We've got JUnit and Selenium because that's what we're using to execute the tests. We've added in the Deque HTML Axe core for Selenium. Then in our test, we create an Axe builder to analyze the page. Then we're outputting the results. Now there's more methods in the Axe builder. We can filter it to specific parts of the WCAG rules. We can include different parts and exclude different parts, but you can explore that in your own time. One site that I recommend for exploring these is this page, the alphagov.github.io/accessibility-tool-audit. This was created in 2017 by a team at the UK government to compare how different accessibility tools respond to different pages. So they've got a tool list there, but what's really important for us are the list of test cases. This is a page that has accessibility issues. There are accessibility issues on this page itself, and there are sub-pages which have more examples. So if we really want to get started by practicing accessibility testing, we've got a site here that's available on GitHub. I'll put all the links to this in the video description. But then you can compare your output with other tools. You can use the Deque University to learn what these issues are and get started putting accessibility audits into your normal Chrome driver automated execution.